Hey folks, it's William Schmidt, and this is my college pigskin of the week. Well folks, this is, even though it's only week 2, it's the game I've been looking forward to all season. That's right, it's the return of the Pitt Penn State rivalry. And I'm sad to say that my dad, aka Fat Dad, won't be here today. Because once again, he's out golfing with his friends and leaving me all alone. So, I'm deciding to pick this thing on my own. I gotta say, both our combatants here, Pitt and Penn State, they did pretty awesome last week. Last week here for Pitt, aka the return of King James Conner. Conner did a solid performance against Villanova. James Conner ran for about 52 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. One on the run and one on a pass. Well, he didn't actually throw the ball, he actually caught it, but it still counts as a touch. And Nate Peterman threw for 19 yards for almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a very solid performance. And Pitt did very solid. Went for 2 interceptions, for a fumble and a couple interceptions. Pitt is definitely has improved their game this year. And as for Penn State, stayed up in Happy Valley, they did a solid work themselves against Kent State, the Golden Flashes. Even though they gave up more points, their Trace McSorley did a very solid performance. Just around 50%. But I definitely think things are all going to change next week when Penn State heads into Heinz Field for the first time to take on the Panthers. Let's see that Trace McSorley lives up to his name and sorely gets beaten by the Pitt D-line. Who pulled off quite a few sacks against Villanova's quarterback, whatever his name is, because he was insignificant. The Pitt defense was pretty much unstoppable last week. Only reason Villanova got points last week was because Peterman couldn't see it coming and led up to a pick 6. X was the only points that Villanova got in that game. Or gave up a pick 6 too. And also, unlike the Pitt defense, the Penn State defense allowed Kent State big 2 moves that allowed them to get a couple field goals. We think that performance is going to lead to some big mistakes. Takes to more than just field goals. While James Conner underestimated the Villanova defense last week. We think that he'll step up his game against a superiorly better state team who was in a much tougher conference because they had to go up against the likes of Michigan and Northwestern, and of course the guy we got our coach from, Michigan State, who was a prime contender in the national championship last season until they practically gave the game away to Alabama. And I definitely think that this could be a very interesting game because this is not only the first time that Pitt and Penn State play each other in over almost 20 years, time that Pitt and Penn State face each other without the lens of the legendary Joe Paterno. I'm sure you remember, you WSN veterans know that a while back, to Joe Paterno. I'll say he was a very amazing quarterback. He's not a quarterback, I mean a head coach. He's a very great head coach. One of the most legendary coaches in football, whether college or professional. And that he loved Penn State. In fact, he lived for Penn State. In fact, coaching Penn State was his life support that Jerry Sandusky pretty much pulled the cord on due to that had Penn State fire them. And just like the Grinch, they pretty much took everything. And just like the Grinch, their hearts grew 3 sizes, but a lot slower than the Grinch's. Gave everything back and everything was cool, except college football was missing one of its greatest coaches of all time. So now Penn State has got former Vanderbilt coach James Franklin now at the helm of this Penn State team, and they've done very solid. Solid for them. First bowl game they actually won. And unfortunately, even though Pat Narduzzi gave Pitt probably their best winning season in a long time, how are they rewarded? By putting in pretty much an away game against Navy. Navy, who was ranked and had a prime Heisman candidate in their Michael Vick style quarterback. Hopefully, the NCAA will be less stank when Pitt runs to a similar season to this, which includes bowling over the now Joe Patless Nittany Lions, hunting McSorley down to multiple sacks. As the blue and gold of the Allegheny, aka the Pitt Panther. Panthers are my college pigskin pick of the week.